Rather than launch straight into the circle structure, I thought I'd make a simpler structure based on an octahedron or a square or a cube, depending on how you look at it. It's made up of 6 8 rings like this and 12 little squares like that. The 6 8 rings form the points of the octahedron, and the 4 rings form the edge. Alright, so I've pre-assembled that a little bit there. So on the 8 rings, every second every second one will join like this. So I'll take that one off for the moment. Around like that. I think I had it in the wrong spot. Put it there. And you can look at that. This is either a cube or as an octahedron. If you think of it as these as the faces, then it's a cube. But I'm thinking about it as an octahedron made out of triangles, like this triangle. Because then you think of the octahedron as being the corner, and you have whatever solid shape you make, the corners, the vertices. If there's 4 faces meeting, you'll have 8 balls in the loop. If there's 5 faces meeting, like an icosahedron, you'd have 10 in that loop. And if there were 3, like in a cube or a or a tetrahedron, you'd have 6 in this loop. But this one, octahedron, you're going to have 8. Now, easy enough to make. You then go around since you only put a little square in every second one, you put another square in every other one. And you have to make sure that the line there joins this line here, so it makes a continuous line. Okay. That just happens by itself, it's not hard to do. It's hard to do when you're doing it through a camera. It's not hard otherwise. Okay. Last one on, see how they've joined along there, that line's continuous. And just push those together and go around and do them all. Right, there you have it. Now what you have, the ones we just added are those ones there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so they make a kind of a loop that way. But you have to change that loop so that it now goes this way. Alright, so that instead of this little magnet here, instead of its direction being like north-south along there, it'll end up being that way. And this one, instead of being this way. So once you've made this, you can, well, there's 2 things. You can make it into a circle thing, or you could put lots of them together, all the same polarity, just clip them together. You can see the gap that it goes into. Actual circle structures are fairly easy. I found about 30 magnets. There's a good amount. Those ones. And then you just make it come around to the next thing. Right, now you've got to sort of wiggle it around a bit to get these magnets to turn around in place. That's what I was telling you before. Right, there's your circle. It's quite robust. You do that quite a lot. And then lots of groups of 30. And you just put them all around. Now it doesn't have to be 30. On the bigger one, they had to be, the overall ring was 36. Right, you just do what looks good. You should go in like manner basically. If you're going to put them on the bottom, they're going to have to be smaller rings, which is what I did on the bigger one that I made. Okay, now I'm not going to finish that, but now here's one I made earlier, which is the rings of 10. This is an icosahedron. I've got rings of 10 which represent the corners of the icosahedron, and then 5 edges coming out, which are the little 4 rings between. There's a ring of 10 and a ring of 10, the 4 ring in the middle. Some of them I've already worked on, most of them, but I've left 4. The rough shape is like this. So you've got your rings of 10. That's one. There's one there. One here. One there. Each ring of 10 has 5 4 loops coming off it. And you go around like this. Is that 10? 1, 2. That's 10 there. And each one you make triangles with every second ball connected. And then later you put another 4 loop on the intervening balls. Alright, so maybe get it to about there. You've got one more to put in, one more 10 ring with 4 squares on it. It's reasonably robust. It'll stand up. You can, especially if you put your fingers on the inside of it, like that, you can sort of do the rest of them easily. And you can just put your 5 little things around it. That's one. I'm going to add, in this case I'm going to add an additional 24 balls. We'll do it to that one. Feel for the right polarity. Now remember, it's not going to want to go on at first because that little tag was a loop, but it was a loop here. You're sort of turning them as you do it. And sometimes it goes easy, and sometimes it goes like, just make sure just do it slowly and carefully. So that it's got somewhere to sit. On the other one I made little loops on the bottom. It looks just as good like this. And there you have it. Incidentally, if you wanted to do this one, and then turn it into this one, which I've just been scavenging magnets from. You just need bigger circles, basically. They're I think the circles have to be 48 magnets round, something like that, because the diameter is controlled because there's four of these, so these ones have to be bigger. Okay.